What if none of this is real? Not the room you're sitting in, not the voice you're hearing, not even the thoughts running through your mind. What if everything you've ever known, your memories, your senses, your beliefs, are part of a grand illusion, a dream within a dream? This question isn't just philosophical, it's foundational. It strikes at the root of human experience. And yet, most of us never dare ask it. We assume the world is what it seems to be, until the cracks begin to show. Dream that felt more vivid than life, a coincidence too perfect to be random, a glitch in the matrix that makes you stop and wonder, what's really going on here? The ancients spoke of Maya, the illusion of form that veils the truth. Plato warned of shadows on the wall, deceiving us since birth. René Descartes doubted the very ground of his perception. And now, with simulation theory and quantum physics, even science has begun to whisper the unthinkable. This might not be base reality. So tonight we go deep, not into conspiracy or fantasy, but into the possibility that what we call reality is anything but real. Long before silicon chips and quantum code, there were whispers of unreality. In Synchronicity, the East, the ancient rishis of India spoke of Maya, not as a lie but as a dreamlike veil cast over the world. The senses, they said, are tricksters, the mind, a conjurer. What we call the world is but a projection on the canvas of consciousness. In the West, Plato told the story of the cave. Prisoners, bound since birth, gaze at shadows cast by firelight on a wall. To them, the shadows are reality. They know nothing of the world outside. But if one breaks free, if one escapes the cave, they'll see the sun, the truth, and realize everything they believed was a lie. These stories are not relics. They are mirrors. They reflect our condition now. Our culture is filled with caves, curated news feeds, filtered realities, belief systems passed down like scripts. We stare at shadows on screens and call it truth. But what if the truth is outside the cave? What if the world we think we know is only a fragment, an echo of something deeper, stranger, more real? Now, let's fast forward. Past scrolls and allegories into the circuitry of modern speculation, simulation theory. The idea that we are living in a meticulously constructed virtual reality created by a far advanced intelligence. At first glance, it sounds like science fiction. But think deeper. If humanity ever creates a simulation so advanced it becomes indistinguishable from reality and runs millions of them, what are the odds we are in the original base reality? Statistically, near zero. Nick Bostrom posed this scenario with chilling clarity. Elon Musk echoed the probability. And behind the theory lies real science. Quantum physics, digital cosmology, artificial intelligence. What is matter? Vibration, energy, patterns. What is consciousness? An observer, a decoder. What is perception? A user interface, custom built, for survival, not for truth. In the Matrix, Neo wakes up from a world he thought was real, a dream sculpted in code. The terrifying revelation: that dream was more comfortable than truth. Today we swipe through worlds, scroll through curated selves, enter metaverses layered over physicality. But if we build simulations, who's to say we're not already inside one? Is reality the source? Or just the screen? Here's the most disorienting truth of all. You've never seen the world, not directly. Your eyes don't show you reality. They receive frequencies, translated by the brain into images. Your ears detect vibrations, decoded into sound, taste, smell, touch, each filtered through layers of biology, evolution, expectation. You are not experiencing the world as it is. You are experiencing a simulation constructed inside your skull. Your brain is not a camera. It is a storyteller, a hallucination artist. It filters, fills in gaps, and edits what you perceive to fit its model of reality. This isn't science fiction, it's neuroscience. When you look at a tree, You're not seeing the tree. You're seeing the interpretation of that tree your brain renders from sensory data, and that interpretation is shaped by memory, language, culture, and belief. Think about it. Two people can witness the same event and remember it differently, feel it differently, be changed by it differently. So if our reality is shaped by perception, and perception is shaped by programming, how real is the reality we trust? What lies beneath the mind's simulation? Every now and then, the veil trembles. You feel it. In déjà vu, moments that seem copied from an unseen script. You notice it in synchronicities, impossible alignments of time, thought, and meaning. You hear it in stories, clocks that stop at death, dreams that foretell, numbers that repeat, like coded messages from some unseen source. You may laugh, dismiss, but you remember. Because something deep inside you knows this wasn't random. Carl Jung called it synchronicity, a meaningful coincidence beyond cause and effect. Others speak of glitches in the matrix, errors in the simulation, like a flickering backdrop. That wasn't supposed to be seen. Are these moments just noise in the system or clues? Perhaps they're like fault lines, where the structure of reality can't quite hold itself together, where something beyond the simulation is leaking through. Something watching, something waiting. If everything is shifting, constructed, simulated, what remains? You, the observer, the witness, the silent awareness behind all experience. Consciousness, not a byproduct of the brain, but perhaps the source. In ancient traditions, Advaita Vedanta, Tibetan Buddhism, Gnostic mysticism, consciousness is not in the world. The world is in consciousness. You are not a body that has awareness. You are awareness that has a body. This is not poetic metaphor. It is the core insight of countless spiritual paths. And increasingly, it echoes through modern science. Quantum physics shows us that particles behave differently when observed. That measurement collapses probability into reality. So what creates the collapse? Is consciousness not just perceiving reality, but participating in it? If so, then you are not a pawn in a cosmic simulation. You are part of the source code itself, not the dreamer, but the dream and the dreamer in one. But if everything is illusion, if even our senses, thoughts, and memories are part of the mirage, then what is truth? Is there anything solid beneath the shifting sands? Here lies the great paradox. Some seek an ultimate truth, unchanging, eternal, objective. But perhaps truth isn't an object. It's a process, not a destination, but a movement between you and the world, between consciousness and creation. Truth may not be found. It may be realized moment to moment, breath to breath, by the very act of witnessing. Rumi wrote, "Don't seek the truth, just drop your opinions." And maybe that's it. Maybe the deepest truth isn't something you can hold on to, but something you become when you finally let go. So, what now? If reality is a dream, a simulation, a story we tell ourselves, what does that make you? Not a prisoner, not a victim, but a lucid dreamer, one who has seen through the veil, and now has the power to shape it. This isn't about escape, it's about engagement. To live consciously, to question deeply, to listen to the subtle rhythm behind the noise. You were never meant to sleepwalk through existence. You are the awareness that awakens the world. And maybe, just maybe, this was never about answers at all. Maybe the only real question is, are you ready to wake up? What if everything you've ever known, is a lie you've agreed to believe? We awaken each day inside a world we assume to be real. Solid walls, flowing time, familiar faces. But how do we know it's not just a convincing illusion? Reality. It's the one thing we all rely on, and yet we've never truly seen it. From the beginning of human thought, mystics, philosophers, and visionaries have whispered the same unsettling truth. What we call reality may be nothing more than a veil, a projection, a dream a trick of light inside the cave. Plato called it shadows on a wall, flickering images mistaken for the world. The prisoners chained inside that cave never saw the sun. Only illusions. And yet, they believed those illusions were real. Thousands of years later, the Hindu sages called this veil Maya, the cosmic illusion that tricks consciousness into mistaking form for truth. To them, the world we perceive is no more real than a dream you forget when you wake. What if reality is not a thing but an agreement? What if it's not discovered, but constructed? And what if, somewhere behind the veil, lies a truth too vast, too strange and for the mind to grasp? This is the journey we're about to begin, a descent into doubt, a confrontation with the unknown, a piercing of the veil, not to find answers, but to ask the questions that reality itself may be afraid we'll ask. We believe what we see, but can we see what's real? Every moment, your brain is a